Ozzfest with Rob Halford, Twisted Sister's new vocalist, and Metallica go all in. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Ozzfest 2.0. Okay, it is finally confirmed. Ozzfest will return. Now officially. And according to Sharon Osbourne, it will happen next year.
Oh my god, I can't wait!
As Sharon also revealed, even after the last Ozzfest edition in 2018, only just a month before Ozzy got sick, there were no plans to stop the festival. And recent talks with Live Nations about bringing Ozzfest back were inspired by the whole fact that the legendary Prince of Darkness was always very passionate about this festival and about its original idea, which, according to Sharon Osbourne, will stay intact. And more specifically, giving young talents a stage in front of thousands of people alongside some legendary names. Another interesting thing is that according to Sharon Osbourne, they're actually in talks about restoring Ozzfest in 2027 at the Villa Park Stadium in Birmingham, the same place where Ozzy Osbourne did his farewell show months before he passed on July 22nd, 2025. And they don't want to do a two-day event in Birmingham before making another two-day event in the United States. And she already has one legendary musician whom she really wants to see performing at the Ozzfest next year. Ozzy Osbourne's lifelong friend, and the person who stated several times that he very much regrets not being able to perform at the Back to the Beginning concert alongside Ozzy Osbourne, Judas Priest's metal god, Rob Halford. And if she gets either Judas Priest or, what is maybe even more excited, Rob Halford's solo band to perform at next year's Ozzfest, well, this definitely will be a huge statement for the return of one of the most important metal festivals of 2000s.
Despite all the major acts on the Ozzfest tours, the biggest star at every stop is inevitably the audience.
Here guys, I just wanted to apologize for the entourage in this video, because those of you who follow me on Facebook or Instagram know that I'm taking a couple of days of vacation together with my family in Ukrainian Carpathians, and it's absolutely gorgeous here. But if you don't absolutely hate me for this, just wanted to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. New music from ANTHRAX. Okay guys, we're getting closer. As in case you don't know, for those who are new to our Metal Digest, for the past couple of years now, we have a special segment in which we're wondering whether ANTHRAX have finally announced their highly anticipated new studio album, which, just a reminder, Frank Bello told me in an interview would be ready around 4 years ago. But nevertheless, this week, it looks like we are actually getting closer to it, as the New York veteran thrashers have finally opened the veil to what the fans will get on their new studio record, when during the Canadian tour show in Edmonton on February 21st and in Saskatoon 3 days after that, ANTHRAX included a snippet of their brand new song into the setlist, offering the first taste of their new material. So yeah, it looks like it's actually coming. And Frank Bello, this time to yet another interviewer, promised that it will most likely be released sometime in May this year already.
Are you sure about that?
Which of course I personally am more than excited about. But once again, still, I will not believe that the new ANTHRAX album is out until I physically hold it in my hands. And yeah, the snippet is pretty awesome.
More soon!
And here I just wanted to thank all my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members. Guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And there is actually a very special video available to you before everyone else on Cliff Burton's journey before joining Metallica. So definitely do not miss it right after watching this video. Thrash Metal's Onslaught. New York thrash speed metal veterans Whiplash released their brand new 8th full-length studio album, and the first new released in 17 years after the previous Unborn Again back in 2009. Officially, the album titled Thrash Quake was released on March 6th, but some diehard fans were actually able to obtain it a little bit earlier and grab their promo copies at the shows during the Whiplash European tour with Napalm Death that started on January 20th. And this new album was the first one since the original Whiplash drummer Tony Scaglione's fourth and final departure in 2016, and the one on which Whiplash actually decided to return back to their roots. A furious mix of heavy, speed, and thrash metal, for which all the fans love this band for over 4 decades now. New Twisted Sister vocalist. Well, this is something I definitely did not have on my bingo card for 2026. But believe it or not, Sebastian Bach is going to be the brand new vocalist of Twisted Sister.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yes, amidst all of the speculations about a possible reunion with Skid Row, who are right now looking for their brand new vocalist, Bach will make a rather unexpected turn in his career. And I gotta be honest with you, the moment I heard these news, I actually had to double check whether it was April 1st. But it was not. And shortly after the announcement, Twisted Sister guitarist JJ French and Eddie Aheda officially confirmed that Sebastian Bach will do a handful of selected shows with Twisted Sister for their reunion tour this year, releasing a short footage of Bach actually rehearsing with the boys, in which he, as always, nails it. Just a reminder, a couple of weeks ago we found out that the legendary Twisted Sister vocalist Dee Snider sadly could not do the highly anticipated reunion tour this year because of his health issues. And according to him, he previously did tell the band to continue touring without him. And more so, Dee himself tried to find a substitution and even spoke to Sebastian at first, who apparently at first declined the offer, but after much persuasion from his idol, Dee Snider, he simply had to come aboard.
I wanna rock, not sit down and watch the band!
Instantly, apparently both Dee Snider and Sebastian Bach are huge fans of each other, as Dee thanks Sebastian for standing for him during the darkest period of his career, and Sebastian said that it meant the world to him that Dee himself gave him his full blessing to do the shows with the legendary Twisted Sister, as it was Dee Snider and Twisted Sister on whose music Sebastian Bach himself grew up back in the day. And here I gotta say that I don't even know how to comment this. I have no idea how I feel about it. Because, I mean, in all honesty, no one can replace Dee Snider and Twisted Sister. I mean, to me, Twisted Sister is Dee Snider. But at the same time, if the band decides to continue doing it, and especially with full blessing of Dee Snider, there's possibly no better person to replace Dee for a handful of shows than Sebastian Bach. And who knows, maybe Skid Row will be in attendance of a couple of those shows, and things will be patched up between the two camps at some point in the future. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Brazilian thrash death metal powerhouse Nervosa released their single Ghost Notes, offering another aggressive preview of the band's next chapter following the 2023 album Jailbreak. The track continues Nervosa's razor-sharp thrash approach with fast riffing and relentless drumming, while also leaning into darker melodic textures. Ukrainian punk rock artist and my dear friend Dee Lav released the single Rock and Roll is Dead featuring Danko Jones. The track was created with additional contributions from Gordy Johnson of Big Sugar and mastered by legendary engineer Howie Weinberg, known for work on albums like Nevermind and Master of Puppets. Musically, the song blends classic rock and roll influences from artists like Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley with a punk edge, while lyrically reflecting Dee Lav's personal story of perseverance and devotion to rock music. Swedish melodic death metal supergroup The Halo Effect released the single Lest We Fall. continuing the band's mission of reviving the classic Gothenburg sound. The project features former members of In Flames and other key figures of the Swedish metal scene, with vocalist Mikael Stane delivering the band's trademark melodic aggression. Lest We Fall reinforces the group's blend of classic melodic death metal riffs with modern production and emotional intensity. Swedish progressive metal band Evergrey released the single Architects of the New Weave and simultaneously announced a new studio album. The track continues the band's signature mix of melancholic atmosphere, progressive arrangements and powerful vocals from Tom S. Anglund, and the announcement signals the beginning of a new album cycle for Evergrey, one of the most consistent and respected acts in modern progressive metal. Norwegian black metal band Vreid released their new album The Skies Turn Black, continuing the band's blend of traditional black metal intensity with elements of heavy metal and rock. The record expands the band's long-run and thematic exploration of history, darkness, and existential reflection. Venom return! Wild evil from the depth of hell. Yes, extreme metal legends Venom are back with their brand new studio album, titled Into Oblivion, which will be released on May 1st via Noise Records. Venom started the recording sessions a couple of years ago, yet had some setbacks because of the COVID pandemic and their hunger to make it perfect. At least that's what the press release says. And as the Venom mastermind Kronos said, if you want to make a perfect album, you must pay for it with blood, sweat, and tears. Which apparently is exactly what Venom did on this record. On their new opus, Venom tried to combine their classic 1980s sound with some modern progressive approaches, giving their loyal fans a taste of what Kronos and the company prepared for them, with the first single titled Lay Down Your Soul released this week. And yes, it is one of those singles that instantly makes you excited about an album. Honoring Ace Frehley. Former members of Ace Frehley's solo band will honor the legendary Kiss guitarist, who, as we all remember, sadly passed away last October. And so bassist Philip Strauss, guitarist Ryan Cook and Ashley Asbrook, and drummer Christopher Williams, who toured with Ace in Australia in 2018, will return down under this September with a very special program. As mentioned in the press release, they will honor Ace's enduring influence and celebrate the material that defined his career by playing Ace's 1978 solo album entirely, and of course some Kiss classics, as well as Frehley's Comet hits. And in my opinion, this is more than deserved and definitely should be done. As no matter what anyone may say, Ace Frehley was an essential part of early Kiss, without whom this band would never have gotten to the heights they are at today. Metallica goes all in. The pre-sale for the Metallica residency at the Sphere, which was announced last week, simply exploded this week. Fan club pre-sales and the general ticket sales triggered massive demand, with hundreds of thousands of people queuing online trying to secure tickets, and many shows disappearing almost instantly after the sale opened. And here's the thing, I simply cannot plan to attend those shows being in Ukraine. It's virtually impossible, of course. But many of you, metal pilgrims who are actually planning to attend it, started sending me screenshots of their queues. Like that one. Yes! 206,000 people ahead of you for a fan pre-sale. I honestly had no idea there were even that many fan club members to start with.
200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more well on the way.
And then, of course, something interesting started happening. At first, after the initial hype around those concerts, Metallica announced 6 more dates at the Sphere. After which, they did it once again. And then once more. Yes, due to an unbelievable demand, the residency was expanded 3 separate times within the same week, with the latest update adding 10 more concerts in February and March of 2027, and bringing the total number of the shows at the Sphere to 24 dates already.
More are!
But the craziest thing is that even for that residency, Metallica are actually keeping their no-repeat weekend concept, where each pair of shows features completely different set lists, and usually an entire city and town hosting those concerts, turning into a Metallica festival for 3 days. Only this time they're bringing it to the biggest party city in the entire world. And it looks like officially expanding their M72 tour for 2027. Unless they decide to switch things up and kick off something entirely new in the Metallica universe at the latter days of the Sphere residence, which already has quite a lot of fans speculating about it, since all of us believe that M72 tour is supposed to end in 2026. And that pretty much has been confirmed before.
Don't say it. Don't say it out loud, please.
But nevertheless, and no matter what anyone says, I am actually extremely excited about this residence, as Metallica will become the first heavy metal band ever to headline the Las Vegas Sphere, a venue that has quickly become one of the most technologically advanced concert spaces in the world, and one of the most hyped venues around the globe. So yeah, next time someone dares to tell you that rock is dead, or that metal is dead, just show them this. As, yeah, at least in my opinion, this actually feels like a rather significant step for the entire genre. Once again made by the band which so many people love to crap on online, the legendary Metallica.
Metallica gives you everything, baby!
But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, spread the word about this channel, and subscribe to it, of course. And join our communities on Instagram, X, Facebook, Threads, Discord, and I mean, anywhere you can post content these days. Thank you guys so much, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!